What other languages would you recommend for me to start? I mean, I always say, learn what you want to learn. Don't ask someone for a recommendation. Because did you know that back in the day in the language learning subreddit, there was a meme. Let's see if anyone knows the language learning lore. So if someone asked, what language should I learn? What is the standard answer? Let me ask you this. So what should you answer if someone asked what language to learn? Let's see if you know the lore. It's Reddit lore. You got the same dialogue? It was dissing Duolingo? Yeah, probably. Learn Cantonese. Yes, definitely. You know, I was actually plugging Refold earlier, the Language Cavalier. I mentioned that because someone asked like where to find Cantonese learners or like resources, and I just point everyone to the Refold server because there's so much stuff in there. There's people you can ask questions to. Afrikaans, Uzbek, Esperanto. Uzbek is the law answer. Yeah, Uzbek is the law answer. That is correct. People got it right away. Yeah, Uzbek. And ironic, I'm learning something very, very closely related to Uzbek right now. So I actually ended up going in that direction. So, slay. Let me go. Yeah, okay. So if you didn't know, Uzbek and Uyghur are pretty much, to a certain extent, mutually intelligible. Well, all the Turkic languages are to a certain extent mutually intelligible, but Uyghur and Uzbek are to a higher extent, to a pretty high extent. If you don't have a specific language in mind, don't waste your time. I agree. I agree with that, Christopher. Yeah, I do think learn a language if you really want to learn it. Don't learn a language for the sake of learning it, because you will lose motivation unless you eventually find something that you're passionate about, which is a possibility, and it has happened to me. But I am in general quite against learning a language just because you want to learn a language. No, the definite ending in definite again. Ithquil. Why is it a law answer? You don't know. Someone explain the law. How would you say? Please explain. Çendurun. What is answer? I know it's cevap in Turkish, but answer in Uyghur. Oh, it's cevap. Cevap ne? Cevap ne? Çendurun. Explain the answer. Cevap ne? Çendurun. Kyrgyz is similar to Uzbek. Yeah. It's all the Turkic languages are kind of similar. They're like structurally they're practically the same, just with tiny differences. You don't know the origin of the Uzbek. I don't know either. It's just a random language that most people don't know. It's like how Kazakh is very unknown. That's why it is the subject in Borat. Uzbek is just a random language that most people asking this question won't know. So you just say learn Uzbek. I wonder if anyone has actually ever learned Uzbek for this reason, because of the meme. I would love to meet someone who's done that. I know one person who's learning Uzbek. I know two people. I know one person who comes from Tashkent, but back when it was Soviet Union. So she doesn't identify as Uzbek because she's not ethnically Uzbek. She's ethnically Russian, and she was born and raised there when it was not Uzbekistan. So she identifies with neither, but at the same time, because she grew up around Uzbeks, so she's learned the language as a second language. And then I know a Polish guy who just learned it for the laws. I don't know. I don't actually know his reason. He just wanted to, and he learned it. I think any language you learn teaches you a new way of thinking, so there's no wrong answer. That's also a good point. A sarcastic answer? Yeah, that's what it is. Proper romanization for English. Yeah, we do. I'm new to this channel. I've been thinking about learning some new tongues. Should I learn Nederlandish or Farsi? I don't know. Why is everyone suddenly asking me this question? Don't ask me what language to learn. You need to think for yourself. What are you passionate about? Do you want the challenge? Do you want to connect with certain culture or people or whatever? Like what is your reason for either? You could do both eventually, but think about what your reasons are, right? Don't just ask someone. Reddit is always so helpful for polyglots, though some argue themselves in the thread. Yeah. I mean, have you seen the Learn Japanese subreddit? They are. It's constantly a war zone. Based on how big the meme is, I bet people have learned some because of it. Yeah, I want to meet someone who's done that. Learn Uzbek. Think of language as DLCs. I agree. I think I recently made a clip, stream clip, where I was talking about how you become like a different person because you're exposed to a whole new world through becoming fluent in a language, and that is amazing. Obviously, Welsh has done a lot for me. It's led me to a lot of things. Like I was just on radio, etc.